Well, this is Brother Jackson, historian for the Indianapolis Alumni Chapter. We have past Polemarch Interviews, part three, and we have a very special guest with us today, Brother Kevin Adams, who served as the 48th Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni Chapter. And one of the the special occasion is we are at School 42, Elder Watson Diggs, who was one of our founders, and who was also a charting member of the Indianapolis Alumni Chapter. And so we're in the school right now where Elder Watson Diggs served as a principal in the city of Indianapolis, Indiana. We're actually preparing for a backpack giveaway for a lot of students in the community. So, Brother Adams, I want to thank you for being here, brother.
Glad to be here. Thanks for the invite.
I appreciate it. So, Brother Adams, can you kind of talk about your upbringing, what it was like growing up in Indianapolis, Indiana?
Yes, yeah. First of all, we're here at School 42, and I am an IPS kid. Grew up on the east side of Indy. Went to IPS my whole life. Graduated from Arlington High School. So I've pretty much lived in the city my whole life.
And remember what street you grew up on? Oh, over Arlington. That's on the east side, right?
Yeah, just off of 24th and Arlington Avenue.
Okay, cool. Brother Adams, talk about just what it was like when you were kind of preparing to go to college, junior, senior year. Did you know what school you wanted to attend when you were looking at colleges?
Yes. Early during my time at Arlington, I decided that I wanted to attend one of the military academies.
Okay.
So basically, first semester of my sophomore year, I met a admissions officer to the Air Force Academy and got to learn a little bit about the Air Force Academy, which put me on my path ultimately of deciding to go to the United States Military Academy, West Point.
Oh, wow.
And so from there, and fortunately, I received my congressional nomination. Colleges, I wanted to find somewhere that I thought would help best prepare me for the future. And as I learned about the military academy, it's all about leadership. So great engineering school. And then I know I'd have an opportunity to lead soldiers. So and challenge myself. So it seemed like the perfect opportunity.
Right. So I know, thinking about when you became Polemarch of the Indianapolis Alumni Chapter, you gained some great leadership skills being at West Point. Kind of talk about that. How do you think attending West Point kind of molded you into the leader that you ultimately became?
Well, when you're leading, especially when you're leading soldiers, one of the things three of the principles that I took from that experience was, lead by example, take care of your people, and then remember everybody is, regardless of their role in the organization, requires some kind of support and leadership.
Okay.
So that was something I was able to move forward.
Okay. And that's cool. So, brother Adams, can you kind of talk about when you discovered Kappa, and did you know any Kappas when you were growing up? Kind of what sparked your interest in becoming a member of?
Yeah, actually, I didn't know very many. I didn't know any Kappas. I really wasn't aware of fraternities during high school, and really only became somewhat aware of them during my time at the academy. But as I was about to graduate, I met a couple of brothers who were attending, other schools or had graduated from there who were Kappas, who, I was somewhat impressed with, became friends with. And then later, after I graduated, and even after I completed my service, I ran into individuals who I had known, who I come to find out were Kappas, and I had a lot of respect for them. The one thing I would say, because during my time at the academy, fraternities, sororities were not allowed, so I didn't have any exposure like most people would at traditional school.
Right. So at West Point, what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 1988.
Okay. Did you go into were you in any active duty after that or?
Yeah, I graduated. I was on active duty. I was combat arms. So I went to Ranger School, Airborne School, deployed 4 times: Panama, Kuwait, Honduras, and Iraq.
Wow, I appreciate you for your service, brother Adams. I know. I have a cousin who's a brother. He's a chapter invincible. So I always admire brothers who served. And many of our founders, Elder Watson Diggs, served in the service.
He
So
was a
thank you.
field, yeah. Elder Watson Gibbs was a field artillery officer, and so was I.
Yes, yes. So there's a connection. I want to definitely thank you for your service. So what did that mean for you to serve our country for so many years? How many years did you serve?
I did 4 years on active duty, and then I was in the individual ready reserve for about 10. I held a top a top level security clearance, so I was somewhat engaged as a result of that.
Okay, okay. What did that mean for you to serve the country?
Well, I think the West Point experience is you're focusing on um, preparing to lead, and so when you actually graduate and get commissioned as an officer and deploy, it just becomes it's kind of part of your DNA. So for me, it was the next natural step, right? So that's really why I feel like I learned the fundamentals, especially when you're talking about doing a job where you got to put people in harm's way. It really makes you really focus on trying to be the best at what you do. Because if you're not good at your job, then other people may get hurt or killed.
Right, right, right. So did you come? Have you lived anywhere else besides Indianapolis?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when I was in the military, I served in different places
Right,
in the United States, Central America, Mid-East. Then professionally, after I got out off of active duty, India's always kind of maintained a hub, but I've really traveled the world um, on behalf of the companies that I work for. So
right.
I've been pretty much all over the U.S., South America, Central America, Southeast Asia, Central Asia, uh, Europe, as a part of my ongoing responsibilities over the course of my career.
Wow. So Brother Adams is well traveled. He's been all over. Brother Adams, so kind of talk about when you had an interest in Kappa. What year did you join Amsterdam Alumni Chapter?
Spring of 1993.
Okay, 1993. Talk about what kind of sparked your interest in joining Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Well, really it was, I was looking for brotherhood that was African American centric. So even though I had, obviously come from being a West Pointer, part of that fraternity, long gray line, being an Army officer, quite honestly, the United States military is 95% European American, right? So when I got out of the military, I wanted to find something that was about African American brotherhood. So, and then as I mentioned earlier, I met brothers who I respected, who were African American, who were a part of Kappa, and I said, hey, maybe this is that organization I'm seeking that has that that fellowship, that fidelity, that fraternity that is anchored in our culture.
Right, right. So, were there any particular brothers a part of who are part of the NAPS alumni chapter that you kind of connected with? That kind of, was
At the time, you know, one of the brothers, I guess, who had just come before me was a brother by the name of Barry McLeod.
yes,
It was one of the reasons why, I really thought about Kappa. And then once I became a Kappa, there were different brothers along the way. I had the one brother who I really connected with. not so much initially, but later on was a brother by the name of Art Carter.
Yes, Brother Carter.
Yeah,
He was my mentor when I came into the barn.
yeah, Elder Watson Biggs awardee, Laurel Reef awardee. So past grand keeper of exchequer and records, and we had a
And
lot
hold
of
on, Brother Carter was a original Tuskegee Airman, wasn't he?
Tuskegee
Yes,
Airmen.
sir.
That's right. Yeah. So we had a lot of just in terms of how we were raised, being raised by a grandmother and being in the military, and he just kind of took me under his wing. So we became, I think, pretty close. So that was probably one of my big.
Right. Do you remember who the Polemarch was when you came in 93? Need to look that up.
I do. Picture it, yeah. I would, I'm feeling bad, but I know Stan Clark was the vice Polemarch.
Yes, Brother Clark.
And Polemarch has ideas.
So it was brother Stocker, Brother Robert Stocker. Yes,
Robert Stocker.
good brother.
Yeah, matter of fact, I just came across some pictures with us when they were pinning.
Yes, yes. So came in 93. Were there any positions that you served in?
No, when I joined Kappa, I was just looking for the fellowship and the fraternity.
Okay.
I wasn't aspirational about looking for some role. But then, I did, I got involved in some, I think I've always had a natural affinity for wanting to mentor young black males, particularly. So I had some involvement with the Kappa League. And that was probably my main involvement. Then at that time, your brother Armstrong was still around. So
Yeah. Oh, talk about that, brother Irvin Armstrong.
yeah,
Did you ever meet him?
just had a chance. Me and my friends, we were um, we were being initiated. Part of our process was to spend time with brother Armstrong. He was older, so we go by his house. He lived over off of Boulevard.
Yes.
And so we had an opportunity to spend time with him. And probably at the time we didn't even really recognize how much significant that opportunity was.
Right.
There were a lot of greats in the chapter at that time.
Right. Right. And right. And for those that are watching, Brother Irvin Armstrong was a charter member of the NAPS chapter. He was also the cousin of Byron K. Armstrong, who was the founder of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And brother, there are so many brothers who share great stories of Brother Irvin Armstrong about um, just who he was as a person. I know we as a chapter celebrated his 100-year birthday. Yes, a lot of. Were you around during that? Yeah, it was '96. Yeah, what was that like? Remember that?
Yeah, it was pretty significant, right? The one thing I distinctly remember about Brother Armstrong is at that point he liked the cigars and he liked peanut butter.
Yep.
So I do remember that part of that was kind of part of his ritual. But yeah, it was like I said, it was special to be around at the time because there were a lot of greats. Brother Spurlock.
Yep. Spurlock.
Brother Jim Mosby.
Yep, Brother Mosby.
Yeah.
Alpha Omicron. Yeah. I think that's what he said.
Yeah, so it was just a lot of, you hate to start naming people because you're going to forget somebody. But
yeah.
There's just a lot of, brothers who had achieved a lot in life and in fraternity.
Yeah, yeah. So, Brother Adams, can you kind of talk about just moving forward? Do you remember any positions that you had prior to Polemarch, and what kind of drew your interest in uh, becoming Polemarch?
So yeah, like I said, I wasn't aspirational in that way. I think what I just told, something that Brother Carter told me, that I'm sure he told, that I know he told a lot of brothers. He would always say, "Don't seek the position, let the position
Yes,
seek
yes, yes.
And if you're ready, and if you're asked to do serve, and you're not ready, don't do it unless you're really ready to do it.
Right.
So those are things always resonated in my mind. So my journey to Polemarch was really just about trying to find where I can get involved, be active. Really started with some simple
Right.
committee work. So yeah, so we were. So I just started. I think one of the probably in the mid 2000s, around 2005, I started getting involved. Co-chaired the Black and White committee. We did that for about a 4-year, 5-year period. Then from there, I went to. So as I was doing that, I was a major event. So I started attending board meetings. As I got involved with board meetings, then really understanding how the chapter worked. Then I became a board member, and then from there, that put us, maybe a couple years out from the centennial,
Yeah.
the fraternity centennial. That was 2011. I ended up being co-chair for centennial, and then that exposed me to a whole nother level of the fraternity as I was going to the grand board meetings,
Yeah.
and reporting out on our progress. Developed a great relationship at that time with Kevin Johnson, who was the national meeting planner, and Richard Snow was the executive
Yeah.
director.
Brother Snow.
So over the next couple of years, I spent a lot of time with them. They came back and forth to Indy, and I was going to board members. And so, that just became the process of me just, it was just this slow momentum. I wasn't seeking anything. Things,
Right.
it was kind of being asked to do some things and believing that I could do them. And so we got through Centennial, and I ended up being the keeper of Exchequer,
Right.
the Exchequer actually for the chapter, and and then from there I ended up becoming the Polemarch.
Wow. So became Polemarch. What did you have any initiatives that you wanted to kind of bring
Well,
to fruition, or
yeah,
what?
I mean, the thing about when I became, it was right after
Yeah.
Centennial. So obviously there was this huge build to Centennial and a lot of focus on that.
Right.
And so the bridge was, so we had a huge swell of people kind of coming into the fraternity. Then it was over and then people disappeared. So it was really brothers disappeared. So for me, it was just really about transitioning.
Right.
But we didn't have a real good succession plan on in terms of how we were going to move forward
Okay.
with the leadership. So I think the best thing that I tried to do was just kind of build out a plan where there would be kind of that bridge, and then build out a team that had the opportunity to succeed
Right.
beyond my tenure as Polemarch.
Right.
So I think we put together a good young team of officers at for keeper records, Exchequer, Spartacus. They had assistants, people on the board, and I think that carried us almost all the way into now.
Wow.
So in some kind of way, um, all those folks I just named ended up becoming Polemarch,
Right.
and then they pulled people who are now becoming Polemarch. So that was my main thought. Is about, I think as a leader, you got to think about trying to build something that the next person can build. So that's what I would say.
Right. Who was your vice Polemarch? Do you remember?
The first vice Polemarch was Keith,
Yeah, Brother Anderson.
and then my second was Todd Finette.
Oh yeah, Brother Fennell, who both came Polemarchs, and you've seen their interviews.
Yeah.
So, Brother Adams, can you talk about anything that you're most proud of, during your tenure as Polemarch, or
No,
anything
yeah,
that you
I mean
remember?
that would be it. It's just the succession and see individuals who ultimately became Polemarch. See Todd become Polemarch. Initially, he wasn't interested in doing that.
Right.
To see Nick Williams
Yes.
He initially, I don't know if he initially had aspirations of
Right.
doing that. Even up to see, I think one of the other things, the foundation we had during that time, we had, once the Centennial was over, we lost a lot of momentum. So we kind of had to restart it,
Right.
reboot, especially like Guy Wright,
Yeah.
the Kappa League, to see what the brothers are doing now is phenomenal. Just, the, the platform for the transformation in terms of how we communicate with brothers, just the energy and innovation that's happened during that time.
Right.
I think the foundation is set.
Right. All right, Brother Adams, I want to thank you so much for past Polemarch interviews. Once again, brothers, Brother Kevin Adams, the 48th Polemarch of the NAPS Alumni Chapter, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you, Brother Adams.
Thank you. Yo.